When it comes to AI marketing and integrating AI tools in their workflows, there are two types of digital marketers. The first type is like a frog in a boiling pot of water. If you don't know, if you put a frog in boiling water, it will immediately jump out of the water to save its life. But if you place the same frog in cold water and start boiling it, where the temperature starts increasing slowly, you know what happens? The frog doesn't realize the danger until it's too late, and in almost all cases, the frog will die in the boiling water. And same way, these type of digital marketers are waiting for some event or something until it becomes very obvious that they have to use different AI tools to stay relevant in the industry. Only by then it will be too late. And then there is the second category of people who have understood this, that it's inevitable and as soon as possible they need to leverage these AI tools. But most of them have limited themselves and they think what AI can do is just create ad copies or email copies or write blogs for them. And that's why after extensively using different AI tools, I have come up with this video where I will show you the endless possibilities to use AI tools in our day-to-day work. And before we start with our first use case, keep in mind the use cases are arranged in the order of increasing complexity, which means the first use case is less complex and the complexity increases with every other use case. The first one I'm going to show you is about market research. So here's my prompt. I asked ChatGPT, analyze the internet and give me 5 top social media platforms used in UAE, KSA and Qatar. Provide market penetration in percentage as well as in numbers. Segment the data in a table by country and further by age group. Also provide the pie charts of the platform penetration for each market separately. Now, when you work with a new client, and you have to give them your strategy and rationale behind how does the market look like, which channels we are going to use. This is one of the important parts that needs to be in your strategy. And here, if you see, this is what ChatGPT gave me, that for every market like UAE from age group 13 to 17, Facebook, there are 2.8 million users, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. And for each age group, it's showing me that how many people use a particular platform, which you can use, for example, you'll tell the client, okay, our strategy is like this. We are investing this much money on Facebook because this is how many people use Facebook in UAE. And for example, if the client says our target market is 18 to 34, for example, in my case, this is the age group which buys a lot of courses. So this is the number of people that will use Facebook in this age group. This is what Instagram, and accordingly you adjust your strategy. And trust me, when I used to work with an agency, we used to have paid tools. We used to pay a lot of money just to get this kind of data. And sometimes we have to use multiple tools to get this data. And this is what it does. It gave me age group for each country similarly. And then market penetration, it's showing me in text format as well. And then it's showing me pie charts. And the good thing is, when you do such presentations, you have to basically mention what is the source of your data. You cannot just mention it there. So if you see, the sources here are very reliable sources: Data Reportal, Global Digital Insights, Meltwater, Nexora Digital Marketing, and Statista, which is like one of the most reputed company which provides this kind of data. Okay, convert the above pie charts in bar graphs, which would make more sense for this kind of data, obviously. And then it's showing for UAE, it's showing for each platform what is the reach. So clearly YouTube and Facebook with Instagram are taking a lead, and similarly it's showing for other markets. Just to give you an idea, I used to pay $400 for Statista for a year to just get this kind of data. Now you have it readily available. I wanted to show you one more example. Search online and tell me the top 5 digital marketing course institutes in India. Don't list the aggregators like Udemy, Skillshare, etc. I want only companies who have created their own courses and webinars. For example, if my client was a company like mine who sells digital marketing courses. And this is a very simple prompt. Here are the top digital marketing course institutes in India that have their own courses and webinars. Digital Vidya and details about them. Indian Institute of Digital Education, details about them. Delhi Institute of Digital Marketing, Simply Learn, National Institute of Digital Marketing. Here, if you know the competitors, you can just tell it, okay, these are my competitors. Can you give me overview analysis? Okay. Now search the internet for their reviews on their sites, Google reviews, Quora, and other websites where they are mentioned, and let me know what are the top 5 negative comment themes. what have students highlighted as the biggest 5 pain points. When we used to work on a strategy, one person would just do this and it will take them days. Based on the reviews from the various sources like Google Reviews, Quora, Trustpilot, and other websites, here are the top 5 negative comments. Course content, quality, and relevance. Many students have highlighted that while the courses cover a wide range of topics, some topics are outdated. Instruction quality and consistency. There were complaints about the inconsistency in the quality of the instructors. Some students mentioned that while a few instructors are highly knowledgeable, the others are not as effective in delivering material. Customer support and responsiveness. Placement assistance. Although many institutes promised strong placement support, some students felt that the assistance provided did not meet their expectations. High course fees. The course of these is significant pain points for several students or whatever. So what's the average cost of their course? Digital Vidya, this 60, 70,000, and some of them like 115,000 Indian rupees as well. Now tell me the pain points of students only from the comments from on Quora.com and Reddit.com. Outdated course content, high course fees, quality of instructors, placement assistance, customer support and responsiveness. What are the 5 good things people have mentioned about Umar Tazkir on internet? For example, I know that he is a good instructor, and he's a good friend as well. So he is a strong figure on YouTube. Okay, here are the 5 aspects frequently mentioned about Umar Tazkir on internet. Umar Tazkir courses are well structured, comprehensive, clear and engaging style, regular updates and industry relevant, support your learning community, accessibility and availability of resources. Now this content is gold. Now I can go ahead and I can ask ChatGPT, you know what, based on these pain points, can you draft an ad copy which is engaging for the users? Obviously, when it drafts an ad copy or ad copy variations where it highlights that we don't have these problems or these are the pain points we are going to solve for students. Imagine the impact of that ad copy. Like the possibilities are endless. I'm just showing you like a sneak peek. Now I'm going to show you something very amazing. Now, for example, as digital marketers or digital marketing agencies or consultants, focus groups is a very important part of marketing. And it used to be expensive. Like not many companies can afford it. Like I have just seen few companies in my life which can invest in focus groups because it's a lot of problem, how you create the questionnaire for the focus group and how you draw the insight. This is what I'm doing for a focus group for a client, for example. I work as a digital marketing consultant for a Renault dealership in Dubai. Their competitors are Mitsubishi, Nissan, Honda, Toyota, Kia, Ford, and Hyundai. They are facing a huge issue in the consideration phase of the funnel. It really makes they rarely make to the top 3 options for a new car buyer. We are targeting people who started working on jobs below managerial positions and housewives and SME businesses who can use the cars, Renault cars, for the staff or fleet. To draft a marketing strategy to overcome the issue of consideration, we want to do a focus group or roll out a survey to understand the reasons. Because if you are a digital marketing agency and you want to work with Renault, to have a strategy for them when you know that the problem is consideration and the client even told you, you first have to understand like why people don't consider them. That's when you understand the reasons, you draft your marketing strategy. That's how it's done. Could you list down 10 multiple choice questions for the survey? The questions should be short to increase the fill rate. Here are some questions. When considering a new car purchase, what factors are most important to you? When considering what car brands come to your mind first when thinking about a car brand? So these are the initial questions. Then it goes deeper. What sources of information do you rely on when researching new cars? How would you rate your familiarity with Renault as a car brand? What is the perception of Renault compared to other brands? What are the attributes do you associate with Renault? With these questions, you will exactly understand what the problem is. And then you can just take this questionnaire, send it to any agency who does these focus groups. And once they give you the responses, you go back to ChatGPT, tell it, these are the responses. Now tell me what I should do. What kind of channels should I use? What kind of targeting should I use? What kind of ads and ad copies and messaging in the videos shall we create to overcome this? Now, if you're a small agency, I go here, or you're a small company. Now challenge the survey to more specific questions, as we will be rolling this survey within our company employees and everyone has to participate. So we could make these questions very direct to understand the problem at deeper levels. I'm asking it to give this survey. I can create a Google sheet, send it to all employees within the agency to get the feedback. Imagine it'll take you days and days to draft these questions. Now it's giving you, when considering a new purchase, which Renault models do you find most appealing? And all these questions. Once you get all the data in Google Forms, you fill back it to ChatGPT, it can give you the strategy. All for free. This one will be all for free. And this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm just trying to show you like how you should think, what kind of uses can these tools have for you. And one thing you might have noted already, one of the most important factors that determines basically what kind of quality output you get from these tools is how you draft your prompt. And I myself have spent extensive hours learning this skill, and I recently read this amazing ebook which covers this topic. And the ebook is called Using Generative AI to Scale Your Content Operations. And you can download it for free from the link in the description below. The book starts from the basics like what is generative AI and how to access generative AI. Then there is a section I mentioned called All About Prompts. It also talks extensively about some interesting strategies on how you can use generative AI in marketing and content strategy specifically. My favorite part in the ebook is the section where it shows some very interesting examples of impact on outcome images with small changes in the prompts with some great examples. I highly recommend to go through this ebook, and this ebook was made by HubSpot, who is also sponsoring this video. So this brings us to our third use case, which is creating different kind of templates and customer onboarding. Now, if you know that on my website, I sell templates, like I sell media plan templates, I sell customer onboarding templates and other templates as well. And it used to take a lot of work to create these, but with ChatGPT now it's super easy. So for an example, you are talking to a new prospect client who's a real estate agency. They want to work with you. Now those guys, they are experienced in real estate, generating leads and selling properties, but they don't know how digital media works. For that, you need to explain to them how it works, and you need to get information from them initially so that it's useful for you to tell them something which they understand and they relate to. Understand what to ask is a huge task as well. Generally, experienced people who have worked with a lot of clients, they go to these meetings and they do this customer onboarding. Or you send them a questionnaire to fill in. But what question should you ask? This is what I can use ChatGPT for. I'm working with a client who is a real estate broker company based in Dubai. They want to run digital marketing paid campaigns to generate leads on their website. In order to work on a media plan for them, provide me a list of questions I should ask them in order to create an efficient media plan. Business objectives, primary goals. That's the first thing you ask them. And that's very important to understand, because they don't understand, okay, what is awareness, what is leads, what is sales, and like how we can control these things on digital media front, right? For that, you need to understand exactly and what KPIs or indicators they will use. Some real estate clients will tell you, listen, we are generating leads, it's all good, but the quality of leads is not that great and we waste a lot of time to validate these leads. So our KPI is what percentage of leads are good leads. And then it's asking you to ask about demographics, because some real estate agents, they just want to focus on Russia market, Russian clients and things like that. Geographical targeting, where do you want to focus? And then budget and timeline, campaign duration, service offerings, like what are they selling, apartments, villas, whatever, residential, commercial, current marketing efforts. And it's very important to understand what they are doing currently. Digital marketing preferences, preferred platforms, content types. Some real estate agencies will tell you, listen, if you ask us to create a video of a tour in a house, or a real estate agent talking about questions and answers, we can give you that. Some will be like, no, we don't want, just design creatives. Website and landing pages, do they have one website, do they have multiple landing pages for each property, different domains? Computer analysis, compliance and legal, customer relationship manager. It even considered compliance and legal, because for example in UAE, all the real estate agencies who advertise, they have to add one particular registration number. So imagine the depth of the questionnaire it's asking you. Make it in a tabular form, and for each question add an example answer for the client to understand what kind of input answer we are expecting. Because sometimes you will send these questions to them and they don't know what to answer, because they don't know what you're talking about, preference or platforms. What do you mean Google ads, LinkedIn ads? So here it gives you a table. Business objectives, what are your primary goals? Example answer, our primary goals is to generate leads for residential properties in Dubai. And stuff like that. Budget, timeline. It's even telling you what should be their ideal answer. So you can just copy this in an Excel file, or ask ChatGPT to give it in an Excel file, send it to the client, add one more column that, listen, this is the example answer. That's what kind of answer we are expecting. and ask them to fill this for you once for all so that there is no to and fro. And our next use case is media planning. Now, I have demonstrated this before on one of the videos, but as a media planner, honestly, ChatGPT does a very good job. It finishes like 80% of your work. And keep in mind, in this video, the use cases I'm showing you, I'm just showing you the initial few questions I ask it. Obviously, you can make it much better, but then this video will become huge. And for that, we are already creating an AI marketing course, which will go live on YouTube as well as on our website. So stay tuned for that. So this is my prompt for a media plan. Act as a very senior media planner for performance marketing. Consider the UAE as a market for the media campaigns on performance marketing. Create a media plan. The start date is August 1. The budget is this and needs to be allocated Google search, YouTube, Meta, TikTok, programmatic advertising display. The advertiser is MR, which is a real estate property developer in UAE. They want to generate more leads to sell their apartments in a project. Their audience is first-time home buyers and investors who want to invest to generate rental income and property value appreciation. Create a media plan in a tabular form with rationale for each channel budget allocation. Mention the audiences that needs to be targeted on each platform and keywords to be targeted on Google search. Also, for programmatic display, find few portals that should be targeted in your campaign. This is 80% of the job. Okay, it already created this media plan, Google search, this is the budget, YouTube, this is the budget, rational, effective for capturing high intent users, actively searching for properties. Listen, this is my strategy. I always take the first chunk of the budget for Google search because they are the highest intent for real estate and most of the clients. Audience targeting, these are the audience targeting keywords. It's giving you sample keywords. Similarly, Meta, Facebook, visual ads to reach a broad audience interested in lifestyle and real estate. Location-based targeting in UAE, interest related to home buying and real estate. And then it's showing all of this data. This is like the initial. Then it's providing you rationale for each channel why we should use that, because sometimes you have to accompany your media plan with a presentation to tell the client why we are investing in a particular channel. And then it's telling you programmatic display portals you should consider is Bayut, Property Finder, Dubizzle, Gulf News Property, Khaleej Times Property. That's it. Honestly, this is what a very senior media planner will say in UAE who has experience here. In the table, and add expected CPM, impressions, CTR, leads, and CPL for each platform. Also add the formats that should be used for each platform. Now it's adding the budget. Now it's showing you CPL, CPM, CTR, cost per leads, ad format, rational, and audience keyword, audience targeting and keywords. Now this is a complete media plan, but only thing you'll have to do is just do the sense check on the CPM and cost per leads, which the media planner, which the platform reach planners are showing you. Maybe they are just a bit more or less, so you can adjust these, but rest you don't have to do anything. And then it's also showing you formats, which formats to use in each platform and why. Then I asked it, give me a list of all keywords that should be targeted on Google search, and also tell me if we are missing any critical platform for this type of campaign considering the UAE market. It gives me the list segregated in different ad groups. And then missing platform for a real estate campaign in UAE, consider whether any of these platforms might be beneficial in addition to Google search, YouTube, Meta, and blah blah blah. LinkedIn, rational. LinkedIn is an effective for targeting professionals and investors who may be interested in high value real estate investments. This is crazy. Local rental estate portals, Bayut, Property Finder, Dubizzle, highly popular. It already mentioned it. Email marketing, rational. Email campaigns targeted at an existing database through partnerships with real estate agencies could be effective. But this happens in UAE. You talk to Gulf Business or any of these data providers and tell them, listen, we have an offer. We are selling this property. Can you just send an email to all of your database? This happens in UAE, and this is what is telling you. SMS marketing and affiliate marketing and all of that. Partnering with real estate bloggers on influencers who can drive traffic and generate leads through their established audience. Honestly, this is what a very senior media planner will do. Like, you don't need anything, just a bit of sense check. 80%, 90% of the job is done. Can you give me the above table in an XLS format? And then it will give you in an XLS file, which you can download and make changes or send it directly to the client. Then I'm saying, have you considered search? Okay, then I asked one more question to challenge ChatGPT. Have you considered the search volume on Google before allocating the budget to Google search? So you're saying we should allocate 10,000, but what if the traffic is much, much more? There's more opportunity, or there is not much traffic. For example, if you are working on a plan for $2 million, then it cannot allocate this percentage because there might not be enough traffic. The initial budget allocation for Google search was based on general assumptions about the effectiveness of the search advertising for high intent users. However, considering the search volume and competitor relevant critical, let's refine approach by estimated search volume and competitiveness. Now it changed. It's even showing you how much search volume for each keyword, how much is the competition, and what is the suggested bid. And then it's considering and redrafting the media plan. So now it's telling you total 17,500 can be reallocated, should be allocated to Google search, and remaining 7,500 can be allocated to other channels or reserved for optimization. This revised media plan. Now, like if I spend 10 more minutes here, I can directly send the media plan to the client. I don't need to do anything. Guys, this, like, it's not just it's putting the numbers together, it's the rationale behind it. Like if I read through this description, I go to the client, present the media plan, they ask me any questions, I already have answers to all of them, even including the new channels we should introduce. Okay, the next use case we have is reporting analysis, which is a very, very important skill for any performance marketer. Now, to give you an example, I have this report here, which is from Facebook ads about, it shows date-wise on each placement for each ad group, what was the ad set, what was the creative, how many impressions, clicks, CTR, add to cart, purchase value, and ad spend. Now, this is a very complicated report, which has around 45,865 rows, which is a very, very huge report. Now, to understand any insights from this, it will take a lot of experience and a lot of time and some Excel skills to understand basically what's going on. Now, I go to ChatGPT, I upload this report, I say, analyze the Facebook ads report as a data analyst who is also an expert in performance marketing. It's important because data analyst sometimes does not understand performance marketing. So it needs to be someone who has both the skills. We are trying to maximize sales and sales volume and ROAS from this campaign. Keeping that in mind, give me the top 5 recommendations and insights from this report in terms of what kind of creative age group placement is working and some additional insights. So I'm told it, this is our focus. We want to optimize. Give me some insights. Okay, I forgot to add the report. It's asking for a report. I uploaded here. Now it aggregated it, and these are the top 5 recommendations and insights. Creative type, single image ads. It's saying that single image ads has the highest ROAS. These 2 age groups had the best ROAS because it's focusing on that. And similarly, it's telling you which placement, which engagement metrics, budget allocation, efficient ad spend, how you should do, additional insights, ad frequency, seasonality, and timing. And then there are some additional insights it's providing you, but that's not what I want to show you. Next, so this is like the overview. Now I want to dig deeper. Create a bar graph showing ad spend, sales, and sales volume for each creative type. Now it's giving me this graph, which I'll just expand here. And it's interactive as well, so you can change the colors and everything. Now it's showing, for example, it becomes very evident from this report that most of the sales were generated from long video and single image. Carousel and short video, these 2 creatives had higher spends than single image. This one spent $5,600 and shorts spent $11,000. However, single image generated $61,000 revenue and short video only $32,000. Now, this is the first impact. Like you see, okay, single image and long video are doing better. Create a bar graph showing ROAS and cost per sale for each creative type. And it's providing you here. And you can see that the highest ROAS you have for single image, which is way, way better than all the creative types here. Like, look at the insights. If you are providing a report to the client and not just for your understanding, you can just copy paste it there and write this rationale there. Like, okay, you know what? This is the observation. It used to take a lot of time for people to do. Show me a bar graph showing ROAS and cost per sale for each age group. Now it's showing you age group wise. And then I asked it, show me ROAS, cost per sale, and spend across each ad set. Now it's showing all these details for each ad set, because now if you look at this, the ad sets we are using is prospecting, lookalike, and retargeting. Now they are using their relevant audiences, and you can see like which targeting strategy is working for you, how much budget we are spending on each targeting strategy. Show me a conversion rate for add to cart to sale for each creative type. Now the conversion rate is almost similar, but still like I think single image has the highest conversion rate, which is like, if they clicked on this ad, they added to the cart, how many of them actually did the purchase, which actually does not depend much on the creative type, but you can do such kind of analysis. And anything, you can ask it any question and it will give you a bar graph. You want to generate a complicated report, you want to create a table, like anything is possible. Like honestly, if you have a report, upload it and play around with it. You will get amazing insights. Like this is 15 minutes and I almost got most of the data which I can present to the client. The next use case we have is content marketing. Now, if you remember a few years ago, any company, any big company, they used to have blogs on their website just to get organic traffic. For example, I'm a new trekker. What kind of gear should I buy? There'll be a lot of blogs from Jack Wolfskin and North Face and all these companies, so that they have these blogs. People click on these blogs, go to their website, read about it, and then they can buy their products. Like this is called content marketing. A lot of companies used to focus a lot on this, but now video has become a new vlog kind of thing, and a lot of businesses spend a lot of money on organic video content creation, content marketing, so that they can basically have an authority in that particular niche. Now this is very simple now. For example, this is my prompt. Act as a digital marketing strategist and analyze the YouTube and Google trends. My client is a consultant based in Dubai who helps people and companies outside UAE to set up their business here in UAE, which is a real use case. This is a real use case. In different economic free zones, I have done this. These people generally set up their business in UAE for the ease of setting startups and save on taxes and have another residency and leverage to visit the country and work from here whenever they want. I'm suggesting them to create a content on YouTube to generate organic leads and have an authority in this industry in Dubai. Give me 5 ideas for the YouTube topics and cover the points they should discuss in the video, as well as thumbnail ideas and title for each video. Their focus is to generate leads from Russia. This is the project I'm still working on. Here are the 5 YouTube video ideas for your client channel, focusing on generating leads from Russia and establishing authority in the industry. How to set up a business in UAE free zones, a step-by-step guide for Russian entrepreneurs. Points to discuss, it's even telling what should you discuss in this video. Introduction to UAE free zones and benefits, specific free zones, common challenges, how to set up business. Now, this is working really well for my client because a lot of people who want to do this, they go to YouTube, search for it, they find their video, they feel like, okay, these guys know what they're talking about. They reach out to them and ask them, and they're getting a lot of leads from that. This is a crazy idea. And even it's giving you a thumbnail idea, a split image with the Russian flag on one side and iconic Dubai landmarks on the other side, text overlay, step-by-step guide, like showing you the arrow. How to set up a business in UAE free zone, a step-by-step guide for Russian entrepreneurs. Second video, tax benefits of setting up a business in UAE for Russians. These are the pain points. Now, ChatGPT understood these are the pain points for Russians entrepreneurs, and it's generating video ideas based on that and not just randomly. Third one, residency and visa benefits for Russians setting up business in UAE, top free zones in Dubai, and this is what exactly these people search on YouTube. Just with one prompt, it's considering everything because this is a very much searched keyword. Top free zones in Dubai for Russian entrepreneurs. They search for this when they already decide that we have to do it. Then the 5th idea is success stories, Russian entrepreneurs thriving in UAE free zones. Imagine the diversity of content it's suggesting. Honestly, this is a very high paying consultant can do this for you, and this is free of cost and 5 minutes, one simple prompt. Okay, they also want to shoot a podcast with one of their existing clients who set up his company in UAE, and now in 4 years they are generating a revenue of 100 million USD. Give me some question ideas which the host should ask him to encourage people to reach out to them and be interested in setting up businesses with them. At the same time, the podcast should be interesting as well as not completely biased towards praising the company. Add some questions about the overall journey of their existing client. So now they're saying, okay, you know what, we have a client who is interested to come on a podcast. You don't even have to think about the questions. Here are the questions. Can you introduce yourself? Can you share your journey from initial setup phase to reaching 100 million revenue? What were some of the biggest challenges you faced in setting up your business in UAE? How did you overcome those challenges? Benefits, then questions related to benefits, questions related to working with the consultant, advice and recommendations, personal insights and future plans, conclusion and call to action. If you have this structure in a podcast, it's definitely going to work. Give me the title for this video and thumbnail idea. From startup to 100 million USD, success story of a Russian entrepreneur in UAE. Look at even the time. You don't need to do anything. This is crazy and scary at the same time. Also, give me the idea for their content calendar for their TikTok for first month, and highlight the content pillars they should choose for their TikTok and segment the content ideas in these pillars. I'm telling it. Okay, they will also post on their TikTok and Instagram. Tell me the content calendar. What kind of content should they produce? It's saying that these are the pillars you should have. You should post content about educational content, client success, tips and advice, behind the scenes, and engagement and challenges. Then it's even telling you for educational content, what should be the first video, second video for each category. It's showing you what kind of videos. You don't need anything. A social media marketing agency used to do this. And now, honestly, this is doing very good job. Very, very good job. Now, our next use case is how to draft ad copies. I know I told you in the beginning, don't just take ad copies and email. But then now to generate ad copies, you can use different scientific approaches to create these ad copies. I'll just give you a very quick example. I'm working with a boxing gym as a marketing consultant in Dubai. They want to run performance marketing campaigns on Meta ads and generate registrations for the membership. The target audience is health conscious people as well as high earning individuals, but who are very active on social media. We have the data about these audiences and we are targeting them as a custom audience. Act as a copywriter and create ad copies which invoke testosterone activation, dopamine activation, and cortisol activation. Provide 2 ad copies for each category. Then it's telling you to invoke or do the testosterone activation. These are the ad copies. Unleash your inner champion. Join our elite boxing club. And then elevate your strength. Premium boxing memberships available. And then you can do dopamine activation. Feel the rush. Exciting boxing classes now open. Similarly, it's showing for cortisol. Fight stress with boxing. Join our gym today. And then you can do an experiment for our audience. What kind of ad copies work better? Now, this is like an initial draft. If I spend 15 minutes on here, I can get very, very amazing results. But I need to know like what kind of marketing strategies or psychological strategies we should use. I'm just giving you an example. Then I told her, okay, add some ad copies around being alpha in the pack. Because that's what one of the consultants told us, that when it comes to boxing gym, because most of the people learn these kind of skills, boxing and martial arts, just to show their leadership in them, right? This was one of the outcomes of the research anyways. So I can go here, collate it here and tell it, okay, use being alpha in the pack. And now it's say, okay, be the alpha, join our elite boxing club, stand out from the crowd and lead your pack and stuff. If I spend like 30 minutes on here, I can just come up with very, very scientific ad copies and like which are based on science. The next one is defining the testing architecture. Most of the performance marketers think that, okay, when we do A/B tests, we just have 2 ad copies and then see which one generates higher CTR. But in companies who are conscious about data, they don't consider these kind of tests because you cannot just compare CTRs of 2 ad copies and see which one is doing better, because it can be just a chance that one creative spent more money. To do this, you need specialized data techniques, have data about a particular A/B test with clicks, CPL, impressions, CTR, whatever, and ask ChatGPT to calculate the mean or standard deviation, which data analysts used to do. And once it gives you that, and then you can employ very scientific and data-specific tests like t-test or chi-square, which used to be done by very specialized data analysts. Now, all you need to know is what to do. You go ahead and ask ChatGPT, use this particular architecture and tell me the results of this particular test. And not just this, you can do causation and correlation analysis of different kind of tests, which you obviously cannot just go ahead and do it. You first need to understand what they are, why they are used. And if you're interested in data analytics, being a very data-centric performance marketing, you can learn about these basic things and then ask ChatGPT to do this for you. And the next one, which a lot of companies are focusing on, is now lifetime value analysis. Now, high-value audiences, high-value actions. A lot of companies do that. And if you are in a company where you have this kind of data, huge data dumps, you can go ahead on ChatGPT and you can do all of this, like the lifetime value analysis of a customer. For example, if you're spending $20 to acquire a new customer, you can actually do what is the average lifetime value of my customer. Like how much money am I going to make from each customer? Is it worth to spend $20 on it? You can do high value actions like ChatGPT can identify in your customer journey which are the most important actions which lead to basically the profit of the company. You should focus on that. You can create a small example would be based on that you can create an audience. For example, if you come to know add to cart is a very high value action for us. then you can go ahead, create an audience based on add to cart and target these customers. Or if you have enormous data, you can upload it to ChatGPT and tell it, listen, identify the most valuable customers in this data dump. And then you can create a custom audience, retarget them, create a lookalike audience. All of this is possible with ChatGPT, which used to take specialized data, not persons, teams, and a lot of money was spent on these kind of things. Now if you just know what to do, if you learn about these things, you understand how they work, ChatGPT can do it for you. Now this leads us to our second use case, which is about RFPs. Now it might not be useful for all of you because maybe you do not work at that level, but it's very, very important to understand this if you want to grow in your career. RFP is request for proposal. When all the big companies, they want to onboard a consultant or an agency, what they do is they put together an RFP and then they roll out, send it to different agencies and ask them, you know what, this is our requirement, and that's how they select one agency. That's how it works in UAE or all the companies I have worked with. All the big companies do like this. And this kind of work, like responding to an RFP, creating an RFP, or analyzing an RFP, this is generally done by the most senior people in agencies, and they have this attitude, okay, we know this, but ChatGPT made it very simple. I recently worked with one client, a huge client, and they wanted my help just to create an RFP, just to understand their requirement, document it so that I can create an RFP and they can send it to agencies to ask them to come and present. Because they tried that, the agencies used to come, they did not understand business, they did not understand what they want, and the agencies used to basically say things in a very different direction, and the client felt like they don't understand what we want. And that's when they realized that they need something called an RFP, and they need an experienced person to understand what should go in the RFP. So this is my prompt. I'll put all these prompts in one file which you can download for free from my website. Create an RFP doc around 20 pages for my company called Senator Viran Ads FZE. We sell online courses on our website. This is our website. We also sell digital products like templates used for digital marketing agencies and consultants and freelancers. We have blah, 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 blah. And this is what it provided me. Request for proposal, Senator Viran Ads, RFP rollout date this, proposal submission deadline this, introduction to company, objectives. These are the 3 objectives. And then these are the target markets, scope of work, proposal requirements, what needs to go in the proposal, executive summary, media plan, computer research, content strategy, performance and reporting, team information, financial plan, sample content, direction. Now the agency understands, okay, this is what we need to put in our strategy, which we will send. It needs to have these 8 components. Super easy. Terms and conditions, the agency will provide ad account access, which provide accordingly, confidentiality. This one it added automatically because I told it to add relevant terms and conditions. Proposal validity, evaluation criteria. Proposal will be evaluated on strategy, creative feasibility, and financial plan. Timeline, this is the timeline. Next steps, the proposals will be evaluated and shortlist candidates will be invited to present their proposals. Contact information, it's asking me add your contact information here and your links here. So there are no questions from the agencies. It solves a lot of problems. So if I'm a digital marketing manager in a company and my company says we need to shortlist an agency or a consultant, can you create an RFP? That's it. I create this, send it to agencies. They have all the information. And this is the final file. Honestly, I could just go ahead and send it directly. But as I told you, AI tools, they generally finish 80% of the work, 20% you still have to do a bit, and you need to know a little bit about it. You need to research what else shall I add. Now here, I'll just show you another example. Let's say now you are a consultant or an agency and you received this RFP, right? Because it's 20 pages long, you just want to get the main information from there. You can just upload it and say, analyze this document, which is an RFP from a company, and highlight the most important points briefly and what are they asking for. Highlight if they have mentioned any dates or budgets or deadlines. Okay, I uploaded the file and it's saying, okay, these are the key points. RFP rollout date was this, proposal deadline was this, company name is this, this is their objective, this is the project timeline, target market is this, scope of work is this, that's it. Then I asked it, make it shorter, tell me in 5 lines the most important information. And it summarized everything here, like literally, you just have a look and you understand what they need, what's the deadline, and then you can go and ask it to explain it to you. Now related to RFP, there is one more example. What I did is I said, okay, you know what, now I know, okay, what they need and all. Now I want to draft a response. I want to draft a strategy to send it to this client. Like, it used to take a very, very experienced strategist to understand the requirement, create, presentation together, which is like the strategy as a response of this RFP. But 80% of the job is done by ChatGPT in like 2 minutes. I uploaded the RFP and said, the above is an RFP I received from the company Senator Viran Ads. Act as a paid media strategist and draft a presentation with the strategy exactly as asked in the RFP. Include visuals as well. The response proposal you provide me, I will sense check it and submit as a response. Make a nice presentation and provide me a downloadable PPT file. Here is the outline. It's saying, okay, I'll create the presentation, executive summary, overview of approach. This is our approach, media plan. It just gave you a sample kind of a financial proposal to look at. And then computer and market research, computer analysis. This is, you need to mention computer one, their strengths, Now, basically, it's giving you outline. Now, I can go ahead and ask it, okay, find the top 2 computers about them and mention their strengths and weak points and whatever. And then basically, it gave me a structure. I create this structure. Then for each point, I go back to ChatGPT and ask it, okay, for the computer analysis, tell me who are their top 2 computers and what their strengths are. So it will give me that information. I'll fill it. Similarly, market conditions, audience persona. It's telling you an ideal persona, 35 John, marketing manager, USA, interested in advanced digital marketing strategies. Priya, 28, freelancer, India, looking for affordable and practical digital marketing courses. It's creating persona for Senator Viran Ads strategy. Content strategy, this should be your content strategy. Team information, okay, it's basically telling you 6 slide has to be like this. Project manager, LS, 10 years in digital marketing. Then, of course, you need to go in your team and see who is the content manager and change the names and their experience and whatever. Financial plan, it's saying, okay, this is how we will allocate budget per month. Sample content direction, concept campaign. Okay, this is Digital Mastery 2024. It gave you a sample campaign and basically a download table file on a presentation which will have exactly this information, and then you need to edit. And to edit that, you need to go back and ask it for each of these points to refine it. And then I asked it, okay, can you give me 5 top trends in paid media I should include in the presentation? If relevant, give me also graphs. So that with this strategy, I also add a section for the client and tell them, listen, these are the top 5 trends that are happening in digital marketing, so that we tell them we know what's going on. We'll basically do stuff which is trending right now. And then it's saying, okay, these are the artificial intelligence and machine learning, personalization and dynamic creation, video advertising, omnichannel campaigns, privacy regulations, whatever. Then I can go back and ask it, okay, tell me, what can I recommend to the client that if they work with us, what will we do for the omnichannel campaigns? It will give me ideas that I can add towards the end of the presentation. And this is crazy.